Okay, good evening, good evening, good evening. Hope everyone is well and you've had a great trading day. And today is the 6th of May. And like I said, oil is dictating the pace. So let's share my screen and see what I mean. What am I talking about? And we'll proceed from there. Happy? Of course, you've got to be happy. You know, as long as you're good, your health is good, everything else, like someone usually tells me, is a cherry on top. So anyway, as usual, it's another trading day today. I hope everyone did something, found something valuable today. If you didn't, you don't have to do anything. You could just relax. Uh, and of course, just watch the pace. One thing I try not to do is going back because, the more you go back, the more you realize missed opportunities. I learn from I learn from where I am and I try to pick myself from there regardless because no matter what, you'd always find something you've done wrong. But I decided to start with oil today, crude oil. I mean, if you look at my analysis in the past, I said, pardon me, that oil is about to go up. And of course, we've had oil move a lot in the past. And what did he do? He did some crazy numbers. Let's just make it on a 3 day. Look at this on a 3 day. So you can see there, oil has been very much elevated and it's just stayed the course. Sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. Yep, so oil has been elevated very much and it's just stayed the course. Look at that. It's been right there. Okay. And it's just stuck in there. I mean, the past, if you look at, let's just say, the past 1 month, oil has literally stayed the course. It stayed here when I said it was going to go higher. I mean, based on prediction, probability went up. But guess what? We had some news today about how Iran is about to have a deal. Look, if I'm going to go to Google and ask how many times I've had, a how many times have they talked about Iran having a deal? I'm just going to lose numbers, really, lose counts. But anyway, and as usual, today we had a 10% dump in oil price, but crude oil price, and again, the market rigged. But look at oil in the last 12 months, 61%. In the last 1 month, it's been about 15%, calmed a bit, but overall, oil has still doubled in the last 3 months. Okay, it has doubled. Now, what are we saying about the price of oil? The more oil goes up, the more the inflation goes up. The lower the price of stocks should be. But guess what? Stocks has remained clearly elevated. And I think we're living in a dream world if we think this is not going to have an effect eventually. But again, look, you don't have to quote me. Go to your financial advisor and do what works for you. Okay? Don't do what I'm saying. Do what works for you. Like I always say, listen to everybody, then listen to nobody. And then again, look at the cues, man. Boom, the AI is just doing what he knows how to do best. I'm sorry, Q's has left me in the bin. It's left BK in the lodge, and it just keeps going. We keep climbing every wall of worry. Inflation doesn't matter. Oil doesn't matter. Job losses doesn't matter. Consumer credit card worries doesn't matter. Housing bubble doesn't matter. And this is what we're seeing. War doesn't matter. Just keep going, climbing all wall of worry. But so I did say oil is driving everything. In the last 5 years, it's 108%. And that's why I love, Buffett. What did he say? I'm not taking part in this. I'm staying out. And what did he do? He just kept piling his cash. He's got $400 billion in cash right now. Buffett is not doing much. It's just piling and stacking his cash, and that's him. Look at that. Um, the past, the I guess Buffett is the most of this company. The last 12 months is down 10%. Yay. And all of a sudden you think you can just beat the legend. Well, he's not calling the shot right now. We have Greg Gable who's calling the shots. He's in charge. I think things might change. That's my belief personally. I still like the company. I mean, as a trillion, and he did say we are trading different now from what we used to be because this is now a big corporation. And he said we're going to be trading like a mega corporation. We're going to have more business units who are calling the shots. And of course, I expect this company to eventually do amazing well. It's quite cheap at the moment, it doesn't pay dividend, but we shall see. Okay, so that's that one there. And then we had a few earnings that came in today, but I think from yesterday, I still looked at Palantir. I saw somebody made a call for Palantir to go to 50. He's bet a lot of money on this thing. Honestly, I don't know. I think I've been bearish Palantir for a while. I could see the triple top right here, fake up there, and boom. So, I mean, personally, my target's about 110. Look, it's not bound to play out. This is a big, heavy support level. Palantir, the AI, it seems like AI is getting tired a little bit from Palantir at the moment. But look, this invalidates, if it can beat 130, it invalidates whatever I say. So do what works for you, but I'm just watching this again. Like I said, it's not a long for me. I still think it's fairly expensive at this price. But look, we have AI mania, and don't forget, regardless of what you say, 5 years in the last 5 years, Palantir is still up 576%. But unfortunately, the last year to date, it's down by a quarter of the entire market cap. So that's all I can say. Okay, that's for me anyway. We also have, I mean, some of the earnings from yesterday. I think Fubo said there were subscriptions were cancelled. Unfortunately, down or lost 15%. Don't forget, these companies had a stock split. So I have traded this in the past, but not anymore. Um, what else? What else? What else? MU. I mean, with MU, what can I say? This move is just nuts. And you can agree with me that this move is nuts. But again, honestly, I personally think it's high time to start taking your profits on this thing. These guys have been going and going and going. I don't know how long it's going to take, but again, for me personally, I think it's high time to start taking it, start taking it away, taking it away. SNDK, these guys are just they're getting a bit tired now. SNDK, WDC, it should start getting tired. That's what I mean. They're not getting tired, but it should start getting tired. The AMDs, and that's where everyone is piling on right now. Look, WDC, AMD, AMD's done amazing as well. Since I mean, it had a blister of an earnings yesterday, 20 or 18%, 400, it blew it all out. So yeah, gotta be careful. Of course, we also have this what is it called? Is it hantavirus out there? We had a ship which was anchored off Cape Verde, and unfortunately, three people died. So yes, I think they were going to board, sorry, they were going to dock at the Canaria, and they said no. I don't think there's a vaccine at the moment, so I don't know if the Modernas are reacting yet. I know NVO has been reacting a little bit. I don't know if it's reacting to this, but look at Moderna quietly creeping up. Look at that. So, they do very well when it comes to things like this. NVO from the low 38s, and I think it's about 46 now. There you go. So these guys are started clicking and picking up a little bit. So, um, as far as I'm concerned, the market is just a bunch of headlines, headlines, headlines. So you've got to be careful. You know what you're doing, and that's it. Okay. Also, there's something I'm noticing about this market. It's kind of looking like a 2008-ish kind of market. But guess what? During that time, the banks were just rolling. But this time around, I don't think the banks are quite firm today this season. I mean, I tend to look at JP Morgan Chase as a as a target to check, and JP Morgan is fairly stable. Bank of America. If you look at the major banks, they're quite stable. They're not exactly rolling around. So it looks like things are great. But look, this thing doesn't tell you when it will roll around, and that's what you got to say. So for me, I'm just watching and paying attention, not doing much, which is the name of the game. Also, we had, like I said, we talked about the memories that are reaping, but today we have quite a few earnings, and they have a commonality with all of them. Let's talk about that. Fastly. What did Fastly do? Fastly, Fastly. It's totally dumped everything. Look at that, 27%. This has been making the blister of earnings. But, I think it's an AI trade. And, personally, I think this is I thought he's got to go, but it's played out since when I said it about 26, went to 31. Look, you got to be silly not to take profit at some point. Again, we have WHR, which I would have thought is a defensive play, this one here. But well, Paul, guys, your washing machine is about to get expensive. These guys, two things, dump 16%. People stay in mostly for the dividend. Dividend is now cut, and don't know how this is going to play. This is at a crazy, crazy valuation right now. If you look at it here, so let me just people are talking about the valuation at 1993 valuation. I'm just trying to bring it on a weekly. Look at that. It's literally collapsing. Look at that. 22, oh, sorry, 2012 valuation. That's where you've got this company. So does that mean it's cheap? Of course not. It's just been affected by the Iran war and oil prices, etc. And they just cut on tariff as well. I mean, this is a stock at a almost a 15-year low. Does that mean it's cheap? Not really. Think about Disney. Disney had a similar play, and Disney is also at multi-year lows right now. I mean, it did, you can see it right there. It's just crossing all the way right to 2015. Someone's got to save this company. Who will or when will that happen? Honestly, I don't know. Also, there was a company somebody played in the group there, was talking about it now, TMPZ or TMPX. Let's have a look. Hold on, just quickly check it. I forgot it's of TMPX, I think. It was affected by the is it TPMX? Sorry, let's have a look again. TMDX, there you go. It was affected by the jet fuels, and of course this is an option play anyway, so he's got some time on this thing, and down almost by a quarter, so not great. Also, we had quite a few companies tonight actually that reported that were not exactly as I think this went from red green to red, and I think I did say the pattern is actually lovely, and boom, it's turned green again. Also, we had some that did well though, but ANET as well did not do very well. Overall, we have about was it 359 companies that reported tonight. I mean, it's just way too many to review. But if you are affected in a negative way, well, apologize to you. Sorry about that. Not apologizing because it wasn't my fault. If you made some money, well, good for you. But ultimately, earnings is a binary effect. You got to know what you're doing if you want to play earnings. There's quite a few things I tend to take into consideration if I want to play. But again, it's still mostly based on probability. But anyway, um, I don't have any skin in the game in this one here. I think one thing I'm looking at particularly is the software sector, IGV, and how is IGV doing? Not exactly particularly well, but it's just fairly stable right here. But in an elevated market, I think something will give. And if something give, what can I say? If something gives, maybe, just maybe, it might just peel again. We're looking at trade desk as well is something we're looking at. I'm thinking this might just get time to start doing a little bit of a lift, gentle lift, and turn around. But still stock at 24. The earnings is tomorrow. The valuation is extremely now. I think the buy is extremely low. So hopefully we might get something. And of course, also SYM. This was something I also mentioned. This ran into earnings, but I think after earnings gave it all away. But anyway, there's a lot more to mention, but tomorrow is another day, and we shall see you guys on the field tomorrow. But hopefully everyone has a good day. We are deep right in the middle of the earnings right now. I think after the earnings, we shall see the real report of what the state of the markets is. And you've got to be positioned. Again, listen to that. You've got to be positioned because after the earnings, volatility is going to collapse a little bit more. And I think we're going to see the real state of the market because right now, things are a little bit elevated. Everyone's been heightened and money's been slushing and moving around. After earnings, the real headline is going to start taking shape again. The real effects of the economy we shall see. And we'll take it from there. But anyway, until then, guys, you have a good night and hope we see you guys on the field tomorrow again.